already started this week? Studio dah ada dah, studio. Hello? Oh, this is the first class. Oh, studio tomorrow. Okay. Dia tak respond, just chatting. Okay, no problem. So now we have 12 numbers of participants, but I'm not sure others. Are they aware? I hope that you are aware. But I won't talk. We don't have long class today. Just want to discuss and to check your work, and maybe I also would like to share some technique to do very quick presentation in using Photoshop, and how we correlate with this AutoCAD. Maybe some of you maybe already learn it, but I'm not sure. But remember that we as a landscape architect, we use computer as part of our tool to produce work. But again, I will really want to emphasize that we are not using this tool to what to sketch out our ideas and also to develop our ideas. So there are some differences between like for example architect, designer, draftman, and graphic designer. Maybe graphic designer can help you a lot, can assist you a lot after, especially when you work in the company. So they will helping you a lot in terms of making a great presentation, great technique of presentation. For example, like 3D perspective, simulation, video, camera. So all these things, but of course, as a landscape architect, you don't have much time to do it. This some maybe a small company, maybe you you can do, or maybe you have opportunities to do. But mostly we don't have much time to spend our what I can say prestige time on using computer to make simulation or video. So the most important what I want to share in this class to make you familiar how we can use computer, for example AutoCAD. So at least you know AutoCAD, you can generate by yourself, and maybe later on your your assistant. Remember that when you work in the company, so you will have normally some, not all, but mostly you have your assistant or those who are graduate from the diploma level, which will assist you. But there are most of company also will give you you know opportunities to do by your own. But AutoCAD is very what I can say, AutoCAD and SketchUp, they are two common tools, as well as Adobe Photoshop. Like what you uh, heard last time when we have talk by our alumni. So sometimes it's quite easy to use computer in terms of developing our ideas, but the best so far to develop ideas, your design activities, especially at the beginning stage. So we need more what sketch, more schematic drafting line, more loose graphic, in order for you to develop the momentum of your ideas. So AutoCAD is just a tool, especially in making our presentation, making our work, for example, like construction drawing. Of course, we need to replicate many times. Sometimes we need to zoom, sometimes we need to a lot of things there, especially dimension, right? When we deal with dimension, but in the presentation stage, are not so much. okay, especially just come up with a beautiful graphic and with a certain meaning of the graphic that can be easier to understand, understand. But there are other things that you need to consider, uh, uh, especially in terms of making your ideas on paper or in your presentation. So sometimes you can easily done by computer, but the meaning of your work inside the drawing are most important. How you setting up the pergola, how you setting up the benches, the walkway, okay, and even the trees composition. So all these things important. Okay, sometimes you can easily edit and modify it in AutoCAD, but sometimes maybe you can't see much because of the limitation of the screen. So hand in hand. So maybe you need to work uh, uh, both manually and also computer. So manual and also digital. So in this class, you I hope that you can explore as much as you can. For example, last time I'm asking you to do the base plan, then you can put your design later. So in manual, I believe that you can draw by pen or by pencil, and you need to make uh, uh, many times of repetition of element. For example, if you draw trees manual, so you need to draw plenty of trees there manually. But in computer, you can easily cut and paste. It's very easy. But you must understand when you cut and paste, so you must understand the composition. The composition. Maybe I can show it to you. So now we have a 20 participant still ongoing. So later I will take your attendance. How's your holiday guys? So I hope they are you are good, right? And I'm not sure then when you will coming back to the school. But up to now, there are no significant message. There's still remaining that for lower years, except final year. Final year, I think the government already allowed them to coming back to the university, and those especially are attached with the lab and studio. But for the lower years, like first year, second year, I think the learning environment or the activities are much on using uh, online and approach like what we're having now. Is there any significant message from the department to you guys? So when is the studio, the portfolio? Is it by July or by August? By July, is it?
July.
Our our academic schedule will end until, do you know when your studio will ending, will end up? Do you know? So we have at least one and a half. So I think after this we will focus on the. I'm not sure how far your work on the AutoCAD, but just want to share with you that maybe I can share it here. Last time I show you uh, this is just sharing to you. So this is our my quick project. Just helping my friends and in developing this what they call the park. The kulut is type of bees, right? Kulut. So it's a garden of bees. So there are many type of kululut. Kululut is a type of bees. Um, Bengi already went back, is it? Is it Jin Beng here or already went back to China? You know, is Beng here? Do you know, guys? Is it
Already went
Beng
back, sir.
here? Already went back.
Already went back to China.
Okay. Because I need to evaluate and give marks for this class to the department. This is the example. So just helping my friend in UTM develop this. If you want to do in Adobe Photoshop, but when you are using some drawing elements, for example, like trees, right, with some rendering, maybe it's okay to have very quick presentation, right? So you can export it into PDF. Then from Photoshop to you can open it in Photoshop. So PDF you can transfer or export to JPEG by using Photoshop easily. Then from there you can use in many ways. So example in the PowerPoint presentation, right? So for this, because I'm not using Photoshop at this time, so just complete, for example, the title. Okay, we have a title here. Okay, the cadangan. This is a master plan. Then the normally we also labeling some of the feature there. For example, this is the entrance to walkway. So that, like I said to you, you must understand. When I got the opportunities to teach you in digital landscape, I really don't want you to be a graphic designer. I want you to be a landscape architect. So you must understand meaning, eh? Meaning of the line. For example, this is the road and this is the entrance. So what is this? Is a walkway. So what is this? This sign of welcoming to the garden, right? But so then the park. So maybe we need to have this line instead of, because this is the private lot. Okay. So I think we just copy this line as the entrance of the park. Even you can use this extend, right? Very easy. You can use this extend. You choose the select object that you want to reach, then you use this line. So this is the walkway. Okay, this is the walkway, and come to the intermediate walkway. So this is the middle walkway. So they come here. Okay. So maybe the rest you can delete later on. So this is very quick project. This is not same. So maybe and using AutoCAD also, you need to really focus with your eyes. As a designer, for example, you can imagine that 1 meter balance, proportion, yeah. So this is important. For example, this length and this length must be equal. So graphically, when we have a presentation drawing, remember when we develop the park or the place, we are not based on the master plan. Master plan give reference on the whole setting of the features. Yeah, for example, like the space, the walkway. But all dimension, when the contractor want to develop it, they are based on the construction drawing. So after this, you will have like stacking, construction drawing with a lot of dimension. Okay, so this example, then very quick. So they have a lot of private lot. Actually, the UTM provide 50 lot, and those who want to involve with this, they can rent it the lot. But if you look closely, before you use Photoshop to draw or to give some colors, yeah. But this AutoCAD file is okay to use a presentation, very quick presentation. Is no problem. But remember that when you want to have a work or to produce a work, don't do all with your skill. Maybe there are some free services so you can minimize, not minimize, you can you don't need to work, you don't need to spend your time much, right? Because your time very important. Maybe you can do another job. Okay, so this is just a free and helping my friends, but I think it's good. But that's why I just use AutoCAD and put it in the PowerPoint later on and make the presentation to them. Okay, but again, that when you draw AutoCAD, so you can see some line, okay, perfectly joined, right? Like this, perfectly joined. But some line, if you go closely, are not joined well, like this, right? So when if sorry, if the line if this line are not joined well, so uh, you cannot if you transfer or export this in the Photoshop, you cannot make this as a polygon, as a box to color. Okay, so that's why you need again to make sure the line must perfectly join. Okay, can you extend again like this? So and you can, okay, like this. Then you can check. So this line will perfectly join. So this one also same. So later I will show it to you. So what I want you to do in your exercise, uh, in your AutoCAD file, I want you to make some colors on Photoshop. Very simple color, no need to have a rendering much. Okay, so the most important, at least you are able to apply the knowledge and skill. In nowadays there are many things, many references that you can get through, or tutorial that you can get from YouTube or Google. Okay, this important, just one, I just want to address some important points. For example, uh, this this is a walkway, intermediate walkway. So why you see this line, this middle line? Because I'm offset the line. For example, I create this one 600. Let us measure from this line to this line. Oh, sorry, it's 1000. So it's 2 meter. Can you see it, guys? Hello, can you follow me up to now?
Yes, the
Yes, doctor.
Okay, good. When I say this, I really want you to understand why we use AutoCAD and how AutoCAD can helping us. For example, now you can see 1001 meter. So and I start with draw the middle line, the intermediate line. So that's why all drawing must start with the center, CC to center. So when you have a 2 meters walkway, so you start with the middle line, center line, then you just offset 1000 to 1000. So after you offset the line, so you can see this. So maybe later on you don't need this center line, of course, because it doesn't carry any meaning, right? So you can delete, right? You can delete all this center line. Okay, example, yeah. So because this is the walkway. Okay, so you just delete this. Well, why did 2 meters? Because I want disabled people can come in. That's why I put 2 meters, not 1 meter. 1 meter is not enough. For the park, if we design the park, so I think at least 2 meters are okay for disabled people can use a wheelchair. So I always delete. And this one also you can trim nicely. Okay, you can trim it nicely. I think my home will receive lightning after this. So I can hear some sound thunderstorm outside. Of course, it's dangerous if we have a lightning outside. So we continue by using our computer or our internet connection. So maybe this one you need to join it. Okay. So later you just need to make your drawing well. So now is for example this in the middle garden is a central garden. So this walkway you can imagine that people are so when draw I always imagine people when they walk or they experience the place, how the place will looks like, what they can see, what they can experience. Okay. So always imagine that people are walking around it. Okay, what they see, what they experience, what they feel, all this important as a designer. So for example, this line is a way, but what is this line means? You don't need that line right anymore. So you just trim. Okay, you just trim this line. It doesn't matter if you have thousand type of line, but make sure before you present or before you make some coloring in Photoshop, so you clean up a bit some mess, some uh, line maybe especially your construction line, or maybe you just use layers. So all the construction line you just use layers, so you can easily off the layers. So of course you will not see it anymore after that. So for example, this is the entrance and this is the garden. So you don't need this line, right? You don't need this line. So you just cut off. Oh, what happened? So this one, okay, never mind. So you extend. Again, you trim, extend, and you use this object. Okay, then you just extend this line. You can see the line goes to the green line. So maybe you can adjust a bit this lot, yeah. So this is the walkway, so they come to the terrace so they can sit here, and this is the sculpture. Okay, so even this line maybe you don't need this line anymore. So this is a central garden. You don't have a lot there, so it's a free garden. So the rest is just a garden lah. So you can have cool features around it. So you just trim this line. Okay. So now you can see very clear. Okay, demarcation line. And you got a shelter. And remember that we're talking about drawings. The drawing must be readable. Readable means your drawing can be read easily by others. For example, the line of the walkway, line of for example, this is the river. Okay, let me close the river because later on I want to color this river. Oh, this the drawings. So there are two types. You can make your presentation directly from AutoCAD, right? Directly from AutoCAD. This one, this actually just want to share with you. I start this drawing from this. You can see from the Google image. This is the Google image. Okay. I think last time you also experienced it. So this is in UTM, almost close to the pusat kesihatan. Okay. Hello? Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, doctor.
Why this Zoom is updating?
Yes, doctor.
Later, I will demonstrate by using Photoshop. Okay. I think so. This is the because this is very simple project. So you can see this is the river. This is jalan. This is the road, and this is the lot. So then this is the base plan. Then I make up this by import some features, especially trees. Slow what happened? Sorry, I don't know why this. Okay. It's quite slow because I'm sharing this file to you. Okay. You can see this. Then after I finish this drawing, I will save here. Export or save. I can print into the PDF. For example, I plot here by using this AutoCAD PDF. Okay, AutoCAD PDF. So you set certain fit and scale or whatever there. So you choose Windows. Okay, Windows. So you select. Okay, normally I'm using Windows. Then you can put it there. Okay. And later on, when but remember before you finish, for example, you want to put wording, labeling, you can finish it first in the AutoCAD. Okay. So remember, when you save into PDF, all this white color, because you are using the black background, so the white color, the line will come up as a black. But the feature with colors, for example, like trees, your shelter, all these things will remain with that particular colors. So you can see here. Uh, uh, this is the PowerPoint file. So after I finish all this, so I put it here. I import again. So very quick presentation here.
Sorry, doctor. We couldn't see
Yes.
your screen.
Oh, really? Okay, now in the screen is the AutoCAD file, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you finish that one first. Okay. Then later, okay. Share to you. Start with this one first. Happened with my PC. Just now I'm sharing you the file. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, doctor.
What happened with my... No, I want to share Okay, now you can see the AutoCAD file, right?
Yes.
You know, actually I want to change it. Stop sharing. But to change my screen, sure. Hello?
Yes, doctor.
Yeah,
Okay,
doctor.
oh, he's here. Because the menu, I tried to search. Well, okay. Okay, this is the PowerPoint file. So remember, when you finish the AutoCAD file, you export into PDF. Then from PDF, it's very hard to put here, right, in the PowerPoint. So you need to open the file through Adobe Photoshop. Okay. So of course, normally we work with like AutoCAD, Photoshop, and Sketchup. Let me open the Adobe Photoshop. So in the PowerPoint, you can of course you can put your title, you know, but you can see here from your AutoCAD file, the color coming up just some feature like trees, you know, the line of the lot, the walkway, even the blue line is a river, right? That's all. It's okay, this is fine. You can present it. Okay, this is the river, this is the lot, so this is the garden here, this is some images. So with this presentation, quick presentation, you can done easily in one day, right? So then you can put some planting palette out there and some images, because the first presentation normally we just throw our ideas, but you use directly from AutoCAD, right? So if these trees are well rendered, okay, colors, so you can see uh, the drawings already complete with colors. But if this drawing are like this, so it's the same. Okay, so maybe your presentation looks like you can name it as a schematic. That's no problem. But there are another things that you can do. You can export it into the what I can say here. Uh, you can use this Photoshop. Okay, let me stop this. Maybe I need to uh, okay, for your information, so to be quick, so I just now you can see this AutoCAD file. So you can see this drawing, simple garden, just making a simple garden. uh, so you can see this screen, right? The simple garden, the symmetrical garden here.
Yes, doctor.
Okay, very simple. Okay. So now how we can make this is just, I'm just use a one layer, then I need to save this into PDF, because I want to make some coloring by using a Photoshop. So sometimes we can export, sometimes we can use print. You just print this. For example, this scale, maybe you want to put scale to fit into A4. So maybe you can have a 75. You can use a 1 to 75. So maybe it can be fit into A4 size. So this is your drawings. Okay. So you can put here AutoCAD PDF. So now this, if this drawing fit into A4, we will scale 1 to 75. Remember, yeah. So see, so that's the drawings. So this A4 size.
Oh.
Guys, are you following me?
Yes,
Are you
Doctor.
following me? So this is before you export, export to PDF. So you make sure this A4 size. Then when you open in the Photoshop, this drawing will be in the same scale with 1 to 75. So let us print this one. So we use a practice file. Okay. So this is a A4 size. And remember, this scale is 1 to 75, right? A4 size. Okay, now you open Photoshop. Let me stop sharing this one. Let me share. Okay. So in your screen, I'm sharing you the Photoshop front page. Can you see it? So
Yes,
now you
doctor.
can see the Photoshop, right?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, good. Because I want you to respond. I'm not sure that how many of you can see. Maybe I in the different angle. So that's why I want to make sure. So this I'm not sure whether you have Photoshop or not, but hopefully later you can also install Adobe Photoshop. But remember that in the AutoCAD we just finish the basic line, okay? The garden, the symmetry garden with the white line. So here we open the new we open new file.
Doctor ni Photoshop ke?
Yes. Screen. Okay. In this is in Photoshop, not AutoCAD. So you can put the name, for example, the practice file, the file. Okay. So at here, you need to set the paper size, the background A4, because later when you export the image, it will follow the same scale. So you can see this new paper. Can you see it? The box here.
Yes. Yes, Doctor.
Okay, good. So then you use international paper. So you can see A4 size, right? A4 size. So you click OK. So the background is white, all right? So let's wait. So this is the A4 size, okay? So then later, so you just drop your file. It's not easy for me to show it here because I'm using a double screen here, right? You open back your file. For example, maybe you can open it here. Okay, you open practice file. Okay, it is PDF file. Okay, then later the Photoshop file will asking you. So can you see this box?
Yes, Doctor.
Yes, doctor.
Okay, at the thumbnail size. So you just put fit page. Okay, so you use a fit fit page, so the image will automatically fit into the A4 size. Or maybe, sorry, need to this one you won't see, you won't set A4 size. So again, practice. The best thing is to drag the folder, the file to that canvas. The canvas is already setting up A4 size, but this one is not yet setting up. I'm setting up again. So you use international paper A4 size. So make sure A4 size. So from the folder, let me go to the subject again. So the better technique, you just drag. Okay, you drag from the folder that you save. Practice file. You can see my mouse. So now I'm dragging the file, import the file direct from the folder. I put it here. Okay. So you use a fit page. So now you can see this is the fit into A4 size. This, when you fit into this paper or this A4 size, it will remain at the same scale. Do you understand, guys? Let me show it to you. Okay, now I'm stop sharing this. Okay. Now you can see this A4 size. This is in PDF. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, you can imagine this size and my Photoshop screen with the A4 canvas. We are working at the same scale. So this is the same. You can imagine that. All right. This is in PDF, and now I shift back to uh, the Autocad file. Okay. So now we want to work in the Photoshop file, and you see, mostly when we work with Photoshop file, we are working based on the layers again. So you can see all this is your drawing tool, and this is your menu. For example, like your file, your edit menu, image. You can layer. Maybe some of you already familiar. Okay, but of course that you need to do a lot of practicing or exercises. So now I fit this one first. Okay. Now this is in A4 size. So I want to start color this because now I want to make some quick presentation on this. So you can see the shelter at the middle. So this is a walkway, and this is the lawn, and this is the water features, a garden, a palm, and some trees there. So okay, so now we have a background. So we have a practice file, which is this one. So you can duplicate. So before you start color each feature on this drawing, so you just duplicate the color. So maybe you can use for example, lawn. Okay. So okay, so you can see this is the you are working on the lawn layer. So you can start choose color here, alright, then you can select the features there. Here you can see the cursor already selected some features there, right? So you click shift to make sure that you will keep selecting the feature in the drawings. Very easy. And here as well. Never mind, you can repeat again later on. You can start with this. If you forget to select it, this is fine. So you can do it again later. So you can see the some of the selection line already been selected and keep active, right? Keep active. So you choose some of the menu here. For example, this one. You want to paint bucket tool, okay? So maybe after this you can easily explore by your own. So okay. So now you can see we start coloring the lawn, right?
Yes.
Can you see, guys?
Yes, doctor.
Very easy, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if you have very quick presentation, so you can use this. Remember, sometimes our client don't want to have very beautiful drawing. What they want to hear from you is about your design. How your design can work well. How your design can display something great. Okay, can create something great. All right. That's why part of the drawings, your verbal presentation also very important. But the drawing just supporting your statement. All right. So you choose this. So this is the lawn. Okay, this is the lawn. Okay. There are some feature are not inactive. Inactive selective box because you not selected it before this, right? So now you can see the lawn. So you just enter. Okay. Right. So you finish the lawn. So even you can have what you call it this okay. You can have some what they call the transition colors or double or triple colors. Yeah. I think for this moment you don't need to let us finish this one first. So this one launch. So you can duplicate again, right? So you can put trees. So you choose this one. I'll just show you, just demonstrate to you some more. Later maybe you can explore with your project. Have you done your work, guys? Have you already done your work? Is any of you already finished your work? Not sure.
Not yet,
Still not.
doctor.
Not yet. What happened? Long holiday, eh? The
Yeah.
COVID no more already, you know. Gone. People not coming back to the office. Yesterday I work, so tomorrow also I will come to my office. Okay, then you can put some colors. Yeah, even you can have a tone. You can play it later on. Or because you won't select that features. So that's why sometimes you need to zoom in the file. So you can see there are many techniques to color this. So I just show you just one technique. Later maybe you can explore by your own. Even you can touch up a bit later on. Yeah. Again, you need to select this example. Maybe you can zoom. So you start become an illustrator, right? There are other technique that you can just copy from Google, the trees. But I think it's enough to show it to you by using simple coloring here in Photoshop. What happened? What's the green? Okay. So if you type Control J, you can already duplicate the layer. Never mind. So you can explore by yourself through this to complete your drawing a bit. So you want to use brush example, you can, you know, so now you on the tree. This is one technique to have some coloring. So you can see, you just select that file, right? Or maybe you can make it more darken. So now you can see a bit shadow of the trees there. So it takes time a bit. So this is the brush. So select this brush. You can see a bit. You can see the shadow there. So you don't need to buy your markers anymore, right? So can you see, guys? Hello.
Yes, Doctor.
So of course you can complete later, yeah, all these files. So this is one technique to show, but it's again, this is you are working in the same scale, A4 size. So once you finish it, you can print it. That's all. There are one techniques a bit easier, but you must really check with the scale later on. Close this. Save this. You can directly open. Okay, fit page. But remember, this is not in scale. But later on, you can scale it later. With your drawings. Okay, this a bit easily to color, right? For example, this is trees. You just color, maybe you color the lawn first. Check it. Let me open it back. Do you have a Photoshop file, guys, in your computer?
Yeah.
Some of you maybe have, some
Some
of you maybe
people.
don't have, right? Hello, guys.
Yes, Doctor.
Some of you got, all of you got Photoshop?
Someone have, someone not have.
Hmm. Uh, there are two things here because I want to make how you finish your drawings. So if you don't have a Photoshop, you can easily use a AutoCAD. But the AutoCAD, you must put some colors, rendering, right? For example, this this file, so I'm use hatching. Okay, this of course this is black and white because we don't see colors. But if you use the like before, you export from Google features, a free download of AutoCAD, so you can put in colors. So later on, what you can see is this file. Can you see this park? Hello.
Yes, Doctor.
So I'm showing you the park. You see the parks, right? Let me
Yeah.
plot this. Okay, let me plot this.
Yes. Yes. Yes, Doctor,
Okay,
we can see.
maybe right.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Now I want to put the A3 size. Okay, I choose PDF again. So now the file exporting into PDF. So whatever file that sorry guys,
Scale one.
I can't hear you.
Use scale 1.1 ke? We need to use scale 1 ke?
No, you need to set the scale.
Kita kena guna scale 1:1 ke?
Example, if you want to export into the PDF, so you must use a scale. This is not in scale. You want to put scale, you must set the file in scale again. For example, let me show it to you. Where is the Autocad? Okay, now you can see this one, right? The part again, Autocad. So you use draw print. So you go to plot. Even this one, for example, the Autocad PDF. You set A3 size. Where's the A3 size? So remember, this is got scale. If you plot scale, how to fit into A3 size? Maybe we can try it. So here you can set the scale. Alright. If you want to be in A3, you must fit into the A3 size. You can use a scale 200, 200 or 150. But what I want to show it to you, when you open the Photoshop, so this is my Photoshop. So I open it here. So now you can see this. Okay, this is the part, right?
Yeah.
You want to draw the plot. I think something wrong I clicked before. I need to check again. This one supposed to be maybe I press something here. Sure. So what I want to you to explore after this is to export this into Photoshop. Then you start color. But remember the line. But all the line must be in polygon. Okay. For example, this road you can't color it because it's no line here, right? It's no line there. So you need to close up all the line. In the
Yeah.
box is fine. You know. So the next step is to export your file from AutoCAD to Photoshop, and you just do simple coloring. For example, if the features is already got some colors, is fine. So you just color, for example, the block, the box there, the lot, the road, the walkway. So all these things you can explore. Okay, first. So I think this could be done easily. Do you understand, guys? Hello.
Yes,
Yes, doctor.
doctor.
Yes, doctor.
So why not you start with that? So after you finish your drawings in AutoCAD, yeah. After you finish your drawing in AutoCAD like this, so of the labeling, then you start do in Photoshop. So you start coloring the lot size, and the shelter, the shelter here, for example. But of course, in the presentation is fine. You can example this one, right? Can you see the PowerPoint again? No.
Can, doctor.
You see the PowerPoint?
Yeah, can.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Because I'm not sure that what actually appear in your screen. So in the presentation, fine. But again, the title, you can just put the logo of your company there, and people can understand. But maybe you can complete the coloring by using Photoshop, right? So you export. You remember you save into the PDF first, then you open up in Photoshop, then you color. All right. Then you put in the presentation like this, like in A1 size. I think this one in A1. I put in A1 size. So remember that before you export into the certain file, make sure that you can complete it first, your drawings with labeling. Yeah. Don't export. Don't use. If you text in PowerPoint or maybe text you in the Photoshop, maybe the originality of the file you will lose a bit. So because AutoCAD also you can easily write down the text. Yeah. So for example, like this, right? The trees. So these trees appear if you move this. So it will come out like that. Okay. You can see this is the line, this is the trees. But at least people can notify that this is fine. So for example, a parking space, right? You don't draw in by PowerPoint to complete to draw the parking space. So you must complete first your drawing in the AutoCAD. For example, this one. So you complete first your drawing in AutoCAD. Then you save. Or maybe you can color later on in the Photoshop. You can color it, but before you start coloring this, so you need to make sure the line must be in polygon. Polygon means that you must enclose all the line gap. For example, you want to color this road. Same like hatching. Okay? So you want to hash this. Start a bit. We just use a simple hatching here. You want to hash this box, this parking space. So you can use manual or you can use computer, so it's up to you. So you choose, but the media in using a computer is more easier. So you can hash again here, you can choose. For example, you want to use a grass crate or maybe stone. This one brick or this one grass. Okay. So you can put it here. You can choose a color. Maybe the line is not really perfectly done. So that's why it's very hard to do hatching. You can show it to you some. Let's trim this one first. It takes long. Sure. Open. Let's try this one, this feature. Or maybe it's heavy. Okay, guys. So maybe you can try it by your own. All right. So, I want you to complete your drawings, your AutoCAD drawings. Then because next week we will do another assignment. So your SketchUp. SketchUp very simple. What I want you to do. I'm not sure whether you have the previous file or not. I want you to make more. You can have a new one, or you want to continue the last one. But I want you to upgrade, become a big garden. Okay, so use a SketchUp, so you develop a garden through the file, or maybe you can continue the previous file. So we have a two, at least AutoCAD to Photoshop and also SketchUp. But SketchUp, maybe I can show it to you. But I already explained to you in the first semester, right? So maybe you can. What I want you to do, you have a one assignment to draw a garden in a SketchUp file with any references. Example, you can use the foundation, the books. Remember, so you develop the garden through SketchUp application. So you complete also your AutoCAD file. Yeah. So before we end up our semester, this semester, so you need to submit to me one AutoCAD file, Photoshop, this is the Photoshop coloring, then your SketchUp. Your SketchUp will give you a freedom in terms of whatever that you can design. All right. But again, later on, maybe when I select you to, I also will choose you to present. Hello, guys.
Yes,
Can you hear
doctor.
me?
Yeah.
Is any questions so far? Is any question? So I want you to first complete your AutoCAD and put the coloring with Photoshop. Photoshop, okay? Then the next one we will continue with the SketchUp. So the SketchUp give you a freedom in terms of your dreaming garden, whatever. So you develop. Then we can start discuss on how you put all the features in SketchUp. Okay. For example, like last time I show it to you. Uh, let me close this file first. Okay. Let me share it to you. So I want you to create a garden, whatever garden. So, but remember when you design, I want you to apply your knowledge. For example, the some dimension, features. Um, so you need to present it, all right?
Doctor, can we know the due date?
I give you flexible time until final exam.
Okay, Doctor.
Very simple garden, no need to have a big garden. Yeah. I will give you the date. I will check the date later. But this is just one for you to prepare first. So, for example, so now you can see this AutoCAD file, right? Can you see it? Can you see this AutoCAD file?
Yes, Doctor.
Okay, now this is I'm drawing in the AutoCAD. But how about in SketchUp? So you can imagine that very simple garden. Maybe I can give you a guideline. You draw a garden with this one is 10 meters. So you can have like 10 to 20 meters square, or at least 20 meters square. For example, this one 10 by 10, very small. It's an exhibition area, but this is quite big. So let's say you have a 10 meter by 10 meter square, right? A garden. So I want you to design this by using SketchUp. How you compose all the features there. So for example, this one 10 by 10. Okay. So I'm measuring this point to this point. So this one is 10 meters. Okay, 10 meters garden. Yeah. So you can imagine that at the center, I have a shelter, I have water features, I have a seating, trees. Then how we can extrude into a 3D? So in the SketchUp file, everyone got a 10 by 10 meters garden. Okay. So you compose, you start thinking about your design there and using a SketchUp. All right. Do you understand, guys?
Yes.
So you will give a 10 by 10 meters side garden. So this is what we call a display garden. For example, in the competition, in the competition, for example, like Floria, so they give you 10 by 10 meters square. So how you compose the garden? So what I want you to do, you design and you use a SketchUp to develop the garden. Okay, is it clear, guys?
Yes, Doctor, it's clear.
Yeah, correct. 10 by 10 meters. So it's a showcase garden. So you can see some example of the showcase garden. So you fit in with your design and features by SketchUp. All right. You can also import from 3D warehouse, but remember you must scale it well. You must compose it well. Okay. I will brief you later on next week. Okay. I will brief you next week. Okay. Any question so far? I think that's all for today. So I sharing you some application on Photoshop and how it's correlate with the AutoCAD. But I think mostly you need to have you need to explore by yourself more on the how you can color in Photoshop. Example, like I think you can see, from the Google Google or from the YouTube. Okay, there are many references or tutorial, right? So maybe you can browse and see through. Yeah. Okay, any question?
Doctor.
Yep.
Uh,
This one, are you asking me
Vicky.
exercise,
Mila
right?
and
The next
Vicky.
exercise. So the next exercise, you will have that design 10 meter by 10 meters. Okay. Garden through SketchUp. Design and showcase garden.
Yes, doctor.
Okay, is there any question? So submission date in the portfolio day or a day before after portfolio. All. Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Or
doctor.
maybe a week after portfolio, we will see how. Okay.
Okay.
All right. From time to time, we will discuss. All right. I think that's all for today. Yep.
Yang princess plan tu, kita nak buat section sekali tak?
Yang Autocad tu. Ya, kita kena buat section sekali. At least one section.
One section at least.
Yes.
Lepas tu, maksudnya untuk AutoCAD plan and the section included lah.
Yep.
Okay.